everyone. Have you ever held a tiny little seed in your hands? In a tiny little seed it is a very small and a short, lies a secret that ancestor nature's call. It one leaf or two when the seed splits wide decides the growing crop outside. Some stretch broad wide long leaves by the lines running parallel, and some spread broad leaves in a beautiful place. Thus, the two families of the plant word bloom. They are none other than monocot and dicot. So, let's get into this green word and discover and differentiate these two plants, monocots and dicots. So, have you ever observed a seed while germinating closely? Have you ever observed a seedling while the seeds are germinating? So, the seedlings which you observe, they are none other than cotyledons. They are the cotyledons. These are the embryonic leaves which arrive before the true leaves and help the plants to stay alive until the true leaves appear. They are present in the seeds before they germinate, and they take over the role of photosynthesis before the true leaves arise. They might look quite different from the true leaves. Like here is the example. So these are the cotyledons. They are the embryonic leaves, and these are the true leaves. They might look quite different from each other. And if the plant has only the cotyledons but not the true leaves, it might be tricky to guess what kind of species plant it is. But you can guess for which plant you are seeing, whether it is a monocot or a dicot. So let's get into this topic. The plants. Angiosperm. You might be hearing this word new and you might be thinking, what's this, Thrisha? Why are you asking this? This is nothing but the scientific name of a flowering plant. And by this itself, we have done the two groups. They are none other than monocot and dicot. The characters used to distinguish these two groups are not more reliable, as there are many exceptions. After all, these two plants have the same ancestors but overlap in some certain characters. So, knowing this dicot and monocot plants is very useful and very helpful to plant the trees or to grow some crops. So by the name itself, you are going to understand that this division is going to be based on the cotyledons, number of cotyledons. So if they are having the two pair of cotyledons, then they are called dicots. This is if they are grown with the two pair of embryonic leaves, then that is the characteristics of dicots. If they are grown with only one single leaf, then it is called monocot. The leaves, they are as this. You might think the cotyledons will not stay as long as until the true leaves arrive. But the seeds will also not stay in this seedling stage for a long time. They will also grow into a younger plants and then a tree. So after this, you might think, oh, okay, in the seedling stage we are going to observe like this. But what about when they grow egg? So when they are growing egg, when they grow their true leaves, you might look into their venation, leaves venation. If the leaves are having, you might observe here the leaves is having a midrib and the veins are branching out from the midrib, and this is creating a net. So this is called as dicot, and this plant is belong to the dicot plant. And here you can see the parallel venation. They are having a parallel lines, strapy lines. So these are known as monocots. So like this we can classify by their leaves. So here I am having a question for everyone. So here is a plant. I will just draw a rough figure of a plant. So this plant name is trillium. So can anyone say whether it is a monocot or a dicot? Anyone? Dicot. But actually it is a monocot. But yeah, I am saying it's an example. I am giving it because you cannot determine whether it is a monocot or a dicot based on only a single character. You should know all the characters. So here they have a typical dicot leaves, but they have a very typical monocot flower petals. So based on the flowers petals, also we can classify them. So look at here, they are having the three petals here. So if they are having the three petals and multiples of three, then it is known as monocot flowers. Monocot flowers or plants. That is the monocot plants flower. And after that you can tell if it is a dicot, then you can tell when the flowers are having 4 or multiples of 4 or 5, then you can tell that flower belongs to the dicot group. So not only this, when we look underground, that we can see their roots. When they are having a fibrous roots, here you can see this plant is having a fibrous root. So this fibrous root, if they are having a fibrous root which are all of them are same size, then it is known as monocot roots. Then if you are seeing the others, here the main root is there and the other little roots are branching out from this. Then we can say this plant belongs to the dicot group. And we can determine that when seeds are growing, if the seeds are coming out along with the shoot, then it belongs to the dicot. And if they stay underground without coming out, then they are called as monocots. And then we can determine them based on the other factors also. If you are going to just take a seed of any other plants. So here I am taking a seed of groundnut. So if you are going to break down that, then you are going to see 2 cotyledons. So based on this also we can determine whether these are cotyledons or whether this plant belongs to the cotyledon group or monocots or dicots. These cotyledons. Then you can tell if you are not understanding this much also, then you can have a short little story about this. Once there will be a plant kingdom. In that there will be a queen and a king. The queen is dicot and the king is monocot. The king will rule the leaves of grasses and also the golden plants. So golden plants means like wheat and other things.